It's just shortly after midnight. I'm sitting here at this table having a midnight snack after spending the evening lying on my bed, literally trying to sleep and listening to some quiet videos on my phone. And over the last 2.5 to 3 hours now, while I've been lying on my bed trying to rest, the psycho thug in 76 directly below and the psychopath directly behind this wall in 78 have been concurrently becoming extremely violent and agitated while I've been lying on my bed doing certain things, but not others. I'm fully clothed. I cannot be unclothed in this unit because if I do remove any article of clothing, the psycho thug directly below in 76, somebody who goes by the name of Beat Cat on YouTube, starts violently slamming and banging things directly below my bed. The violent slamming and banging only occur when I do certain things when I'm lying on my bed, but not others. At the same time, Irizarry, the psychopath, who has been residing in Unit 78, or more specifically in the bathroom of Unit 78, directly against this wall, since 2013, when the Greenville group told me they placed her in there, she has been resuming the use of an unlawful remote tasering device that literally zaps you through the walls while you're, going about minding your business. Obviously, there are surveillance devices in this unit. This has been going on for like 8 years now, at least. Greenville have admitted to using surveillance devices in here. Their maintenance managers have referred to Jasmine Irizarry, the psychopath who's been making banging noises behind this wall throughout the evening, as their, what did they call her? Their surveillance expert. Irizarry themselves claims to be an IT expert. Surveillance expert, IT expert, you get the picture. Literally, haha, right? If she's using surveillance devices in this unit, then yeah, you're definitely getting the picture. And the psycho scum thug directly below in 76, who's been getting violent against the floor to my unit from his unit directly below for 2.5 years now, has been violently slamming things below my bed when I do certain things while lying on my bed, but not others, for 2.5 years. It's the same piece of shit that Greenville claims they moved out of 76 a few months ago, but they obviously moved this person back in. They also claim that they moved Irizarry, the psychopath, psycho scum, out of 78, located directly behind this wall, in 2022, but Irizarry continues to engage in the same exact pattern of violent, aggressive, intrusive behavior against this wall, directly against this wall, in the bathroom of 78 now, as she did during the 9 years that Greenville claims that she lived in that unit between 2013 and 2022. At the same time, this water constantly smells foul, has an extremely oily residue for the last few days now. I can't use it to rinse anything, so I just let it run because I don't know what kind of contaminants are being leached into the pipes to this tap that prevent me from being able to drink the water or use it for any kind of cooking. I can't even rinse soap off of my hands with it because the water is just as slimy as the soap. It also has a horrible taste and smells funny. The psychopath Irizarry claims to be a structural engineer as well as an IT engineer, and she engaged in extensive construction work against the pipes to this tap on a Sunday afternoon for a couple of hours in 2019. Up until that point, the water from this tap had been perfectly safe to use, and I'd been drinking it as if it was, well water for the first 8 years that I lived in this unit. After the construction work was done from the bathroom of 78, where the psychopath lived at that point, after that construction work, the water from this tap was no longer safe to use. And I started having to go down the hall to the common bathroom to get clean, fresh drinking water, to wash my face, to brush my teeth, to rinse out fruit and vegetables. And I continue to have to do that because the water from this tap is contaminated. Anybody with a nose and eyes and hands can feel that there's something wrong with this water. It is alternately extremely tacky and gritty, or then extremely oily and slimy. It's not regular water. Everybody knows what regular water feels like. It just feels like water, right? It shouldn't be slimy or oily. It shouldn't be tacky, gritty, or sticky. It also shouldn't smell like somebody's feet, like someone's dirty ass crack, or like fish. But that's what the water from this tap and from my shower head and my bathroom tap smell like all at the same time when I try to rinse a ton of shampoo out of my hair, right? The shampoo should smell like shampoo. It doesn't smell like fish. But the water that comes out of all three taps at the same time stinks, which means that somebody is using some type of a valve to contaminate the water to this unit. That doesn't happen when I shower in the bathroom down the hall. Irizarry is a psychopath. You don't reason with psychopaths. The thug directly below is a mentally disturbed, violent piece of low-life scum who has come up to my door on multiple occasions, violently slamming things against my door and confronting me about things that I do in the privacy of this unit that he should have no knowledge of. He even told me the last time he came up to my door, this is Beat Cat. He goes by the name Beat Cat on YouTube. He pretends like he doesn't live in this building, but he's a stupid moron who isn't really good at covering his tracks. And he lives directly below 76. He's come up to my door on multiple occasions. And most recently, 2 months ago, when he came up to my door, he accused me of having hair on my face, nasty teeth, legs that are shaped like a man's, and bad skin. At that point, when Beat Cat decided to come up to my door in February of 2024, about 2 months ago, and confront me at my door violently about what he should have no knowledge of, I hadn't physically seen that piece of trash in 2 years. Just about, well, it was like a year and a half. The last time he came up to my door and became violent towards me was in May of 2022. So yeah, 2 years, just about 2 years. He confronted me about things that he should have no knowledge of. He also claimed that he can see and hear what I do in here, and I'm always running the water. Well, I'm not running the water for trivial purposes. I run it when I need to use it. And if I'm trying to fill up water bottles or wash my face or brush my teeth, I have the right to run that water to let whatever contamination is in that tap run itself out so that it's safe to use, so I don't get sick from using it, because I'm constantly getting sick from ingesting the water from this tap, even accidentally, like when I'm brushing my teeth or just trying to rinse out some dishes and I use the dishes with a little bit of water in them. The water makes me sick. And right now there's somebody smoking from directly behind this wall, filling this entire corner right here with intense amounts of marijuana smoke. And while I was lying on my bed, while Beat Cat from 76 was violently slamming things below my bed over the last 2.5 hours. Oh God. Yeah, now the marijuana smoke from the bathroom of 78 is like sticking in my throat once again. The psychopath, Irizarry in 78, has once again resumed the use of her remote tasering device while I've been lying on my bed, doing certain things, but not others. And no, I'm not talking about doing anything weird. I'm talking about doing things like scratching my eczema or propping my legs in a certain way to relieve pressure on my lower back. I'm fully clothed, but it always happens when I'm lying flat on my back facing the ceiling. That's when the psycho thug directly below in 76, Beat Cat, starts violently pounding things below my bed, especially if I like bend one of my legs, right? They get all like triggered and agitated. These are obviously sex offenders who have issues with women. And the psychopath in 78 started literally tasering me with her remote tasering device. It's actually officially called a directed energy weapon, and it uses EMF frequencies to electronically assault people through walls, obviously, because EMFs go through walls. Your cell phone emits EMFs. Your router emits EMFs. Your computer, your laptop, your TV all emit EMFs. EMFs go through walls. EMFs can be easily concentrated by using homemade hardware materials to create a directed energy device. You can make your own directed energy device, and you can find videos on how to do that on YouTube. So Irizarry, who claims to be an IT specialist and a structural engineer, can easily make her own directed energy weapon if she's an engineer, which she claims to be. And she was using this device on me throughout the evening while I was lying on my bed, flat on my back, facing the ceiling, with my leg propped open, scratching my eczema. That seems to be what triggers these two psycho thugs, is when I do certain things in this unit lying on my bed, but not others. When I use the toilet, when I try to shower, or when I wash my hands at that sink after using the facilities in my bathroom. Those are like the three main things that get them all worked up and triggered, so that the psycho thug beat cat in 76 starts violently slamming things around. Irizarry, who was violently slamming things behind this wall earlier this evening, then started smoking intense amounts of marijuana and filling this entire corner and the areas around my windows with marijuana, and the marijuana is not coming from the hallway. I've been out in the hallway multiple times throughout the evening. There are no smoker fumes in the hallway. And then Irizarry also resumed her use of her electronic assault device, also called a directed energy weapon, and was literally electronically assaulting me while I was lying on my bed between 9 p.m. and now, flat on my back with my legs propped open to relieve pressure on my lower back. And I'm fully clothed. I'm not naked with one leg open. I am literally wearing clothes. I just have to bend my knee to relieve the pressure on my lower back. And that's what triggers these psychos who obviously can see what I do in this unit. So now I have to call Greenville again, tell them that once again, my entire corner here, kitchen corner and my bathroom, are literally filled with marijuana, to the point where now I have to open the door again. Are you kidding me? I keep having to do this. And go out to the hallway to like get fresh air, which is ironic because Greenville keeps telling me the smoke and fumes are coming from the hallway. No, they're not. The hallway is a much greater open area than my bathroom, my kitchen. And in order to fill my entire bathroom and kitchen from the hallway, somebody would have to be having a bonfire of marijuana in the hallway just outside my door, which isn't happening. Oh my God. Yeah, it's always like much easier to breathe out here than it is in my unit. I shouldn't have to keep coming out here just to get fresh air. It's insane. This keeps happening, especially at midnight or 12:30 a.m. I mean, really? Why don't they just move the psychopath to a mental health facility where her psychotic smoking and remote tasering and wall slamming will not be disruptive to other tenants who are quietly trying to lie on their beds and have a midnight snack at their table? I'm not doing anything. I'm simply minding my own business in the privacy of my living space. And the psycho scum Irizarry, who keeps smoking in the bathroom of the unit located behind this wall, literally smokes me out of my unit because she has some kind of a problem with what she can see and hear me doing in the privacy of my unit. Greenville is obviously in on this. I mean, they're the ones who basically called her their surveillance expert, right? So they know about it. It's actually a crime. Maybe they're just so stupid they don't know that it is a crime to use surveillance devices in someone's living space. I mean, I can't do anything in this unit without the psycho scum thug directly below in 76 violently slamming things below my bed, and then Irizarry in the bathroom of 78 deliberately propagating sudden intense amounts of marijuana smoke or cigar smoke, or using her remote tasering device as a form of, obviously, communication to let me know that she has knowledge of what I do in this unit and she has a problem with what I'm doing. So my air conditioner is going. It's on maximum. I mean, this is as high as it goes. And there's just nonstop smoke and fumes filling this entire corner right here, also filling my bathroom. It's like literally, it's so thick I can barely talk right now without coughing. And I have to go out into the hallway just to get some fresh air. This is just insane. Okay, so now I'm standing here, I'm scratching my eczema, and I'm getting remote tasered by Irizarry in 78. So there's surveillance devices somewhere here as well. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. If they're using surveillance devices in my bathroom, then they can certainly use surveillance devices in this area right here. So she is pretty much exactly what the Greenville group has always said that she is. I'm talking about Irizarry, the psychopath who claims to be an IT expert. They refer to her as their surveillance expert. So obviously, if she's using her remote tasering device on me right now while I'm just standing here scratching my eczema, and scratching my eczema is the one thing that seems to trigger her into using that device pretty much every single time I do it, then there's surveillance devices in this area as well. Which is actually illegal because it is a common area. It's not a living space. But the devices are obviously really small, right? I mean, you're not seeing a giant camera, above the doorway or whatever. These are tiny little devices. But Irizarry is obviously using some type of visual surveillance device in this corner because the one thing that I do that seems to trigger her, like the psycho scum psychopath that she is scratching my eczema. She has some kind of mentally disturbed trigger response to me scratching my eczema that seems to get her all worked up. And that's when she uses her remote tasering device, also known as a directed energy weapon that concentrates electromagnetic frequencies into a harmful beam that can be directed at people and at objects. God, just walking in here is like a wall of marijuana smoke. There should never be a wall of marijuana. There should never be a wall of marijuana smoke in my apartment. It literally sticks in my throat. I have a hard time talking. Yeah, and now once again, I'm getting remote tasered. Oh, looks like we've got company. Must be the psycho thug from 76. Total hate stalking piece of low-life scum. Why is somebody standing directly below me coughing? These people are not normal. And why am I being like literally electronically assaulted while I'm standing here scratching my head? Because there's surveillance devices somewhere in this area. That's the only way that the psychopath can possibly know that I'm scratching my eczema. Oh no, everybody's coughing. That's weird. It's a piece of shit in 76. Obviously, they've done this to me before because they're mentally disturbed. Yeah, probably about 6 or 7 times in the last 2 years while I've come out onto this landing. The psycho thug in 76 has either come out directly below and started shouting stuff up at me while I've been standing here, or has physically come up the stairs towards me and gotten physically aggressive towards me while I tried to retreat back into my unit. And that happened just 2 months ago in February. So they're a mentally disturbed piece of shit who goes by the name Beat Cat on YouTube. And they're really stupid and they're very obvious about where they live. And they're not very good at covering their identity. So I actually have to close this door because there's so much marijuana smoke in that bathroom right now that I think the marijuana smoke from that bathroom is filling this entire corner, filling my entire living space, and I have to keep this door open for ventilation. Excuse me. I mean, it's really sad when you have to open the door to the hallway to get fresh air because keeping the window open and the air conditioner going don't do anything about the intense smoke that's coming from the bathroom behind this wall right here. You know, I have better things to do with my time at like 12:30 a.m. than go stand in the hallway to try to get fresh air and clear my throat and clear my lungs from somebody who deliberately has been doing this for 10 years now, Jasmine Irizarry. So it's 12:38. I mean, I can't be in my living space right now. I have to go out into the hallway. I have to keep the window open. I have to keep the door open. I can't finish my snack. I can't lie on my bed on my back facing the ceiling with one knee propped open because that's what seems to get the psycho thug directly below 76 all worked up. Then when I go out into the hallway and stand in the front stairwell, he comes out of his unit and literally behaves like a psychotic hate stalker, as he has been doing for over 2 years now. He's come up to my door on at least 10 occasions over the last 2 years and gotten really violent against my door, confronting me about things that he says he can see me and hear me doing in the privacy of my living space, which he should have no knowledge of. Again, obviously supporting what dozens of people have told me at this point, coworkers, other tenants, police officers, that there are surveillance devices being used in this unit by the Greenville Group.
Hello, you've reached the Greenville Real Estate Group. Our office hours are from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Our office is currently closed. If this is an emergency, please press 1. Otherwise, press 2 to leave a voicemail for the front office.
Invalid input. Please try again.
After the tone, please leave a detailed message with your name and number so we may get back to you when we return.
Hi there. It's right around 12:35 a.m. on Friday, May 7th, 2024. I'm calling from Unit 89 for a second time this evening to report ongoing violations of the lease, of the clause of quiet enjoyment, breaches of the contract of habitation that is separate from the lease, and some very aggressive, intrusive surveillance-based harassment and stalking from two of the psychopaths who you've chosen to place in all of the units adjacent to mine and below mine. And over the last 3.5 hours, while I've been lying on my bed, on my back, facing the ceiling, quietly resting, the psychopath in the bathroom of 78 has again resumed her use of some type of electronic assault device that she has been using to electronically assault me while I've been lying on my bed, on my back, scratching my eczema and propping one of my knees open to relieve the pressure on my lower back. At the same time, the violent psycho thug directly below in 76, somebody who goes by the name of Beat Cat on YouTube, started making violent, repeated pounding noises against the walls and the floor directly below my bed whenever I would start scratching my eczema while lying on my bed, on my back, facing the ceiling with one knee propped open. Every time I opened one of my knees to relieve pressure on my lower back, the psycho thug directly below 76 started repeatedly pounding directly below my bed against the walls or the area of my floor. I don't know exactly what he was hitting. He likes to pound things violently, and he's actually come up to my door on about 10 occasions over the last 2 years and has become violent and aggressive and intrusive at my door for absolutely no reason other than to tell me that he can see and hear what I do in my unit and to confront me about things that I do in the privacy of my living space that he should have no knowledge of. At the same time, Irizarry, the psychopath who claims to be an IT expert and whom Greenville has repeatedly referred to as their surveillance expert, has once again resumed her use of her directed energy device. It is something that anybody can make themselves with the proper amount of hardware and equipment that you can purchase at Home Depot. And because Irizarry claims to be an engineer, it is not a stretch to to figure out that maybe she has made her own directed energy device or has managed to obtain one. She seems to have some type of criminal connection or career criminal abilities, and she has been using this device on and off since 2017 on me. I don't know if she uses it on other people. And at the same time, Irizarry seems to specialize in the propagation of intense amounts of marijuana smoke into my bathroom and into the area around my kitchen sink from the bathroom of 78. And that marijuana smoke has been continuously filling my bathroom and my living space throughout the evening while I've been trying to lie on my bed facing the ceiling with one knee propped open. And this seems to trigger these psycho nut jobs who obviously are also sex offenders who have some type of knowledge of what I do in the privacy of this unit, because they keep telling me in one way or another. And they deliberately start filling my entire bathroom and living space with intense amounts of marijuana and cigar smoke that literally stick in my throat, make it hard for me to breathe, and force me to go out into the hallway for fresh air. There's absolutely no smoke or fumes in the hallway. The smoke and fumes are constantly filling my bathroom from the bathroom of 78, where you've been housing a psychopath named Jasmine Irizarry on and off since 2013. I am recording this voicemail for legal purposes. I will be following up with an email to your attorneys. If you have any questions, you know my phone number. I'm calling from Unit 89 to report ongoing breaches of the contract of habitability of Unit 89. I am unable to be in my unit right now safely and privately, and I keep having to open the door to the hallway to ventilate the nonstop smoke and fumes filling my living space from the bathroom of the unit next door. Nobody should be smoking in their bathroom for hours, but that's what Irizarry has been doing in the bathroom of 78 almost continuously for the last 10 years. This violates my ability to be in my unit as I need to and when I need to, and this is not going to help your case in court. If you have any questions, you know my phone number, and I'm recording this voicemail for legal purposes. Thank you. I guess they're too stupid to realize that housing large numbers of sex offenders and psychopaths around one single unit, meaning around my unit, creates unavoidable and almost built-in violations of the lease, violations of the clause of habitability, health and safety issues, criminal activities, stalking, aggression, harassment, etc., for which I do not have to pay rent. This is on the landlord. They choose to place these psychopaths and sex offenders in all three adjacent units while claiming that this building is for people who work. Really? These psychos, as far as I can tell, don't work unless it's to criminally stalk and harass people 24/7 and make it impossible for them to be in their living space as they need